Hi everyone, this is Robin. I hope that you are having an amazing week. Welcome back to Faith in Flower and welcome to my week of homemaking. This week I finally finished unpacking except for a few boxes of books. But when I did that, I quickly made decisions about where I wanted to keep things, and now I'm reassessing that a little bit. So we have stored all of the DVDs that Peyton loves here in this sideboard in our living room. But currently we don't have a DVD player. We are going to get one, but in the meantime, I need to make room for our china in this cabinet. I really want to start using our good wedding china more often. It's a shame to just let it sit on a shelf, but in order to do that, I need to give it a place that is more accessible. And right now, this is it. It's the only place where I can keep that. So I'm going to relocate those DVDs and some old VHS tapes into this same overflow storage closet that we're using as a temporary pantry and also where we store our out-of-season clothing. It's become a catch-all for a ton of things, and I'm grateful for the space until we get the rest of the house a little bit more organized, and at that point in time I'll relocate some of this. When I unpacked the boxes from our media room, it made sense to keep all of these games and media together in this cabinet because this is where we will use those things. But because I don't have a china cabinet or space to store those where we can get to them easily, I want to just clear off this one shelf, and I think that'll make all the difference. Now for a kitchen update. Our new refrigerator arrived, and almost at the same time, the cabinet that goes above, which we have been waiting for since December. It was perfect timing, and we were able to get everything sort of situated in this corner of the kitchen. I've never been so excited to organize a refrigerator. I'm just so grateful to have it here in the kitchen because now the kitchen can really function. I don't have to run out to the garage to get things from the refrigerator anymore. We can do everything we need to do right here inside. I especially love being able to prep our produce and store it where we have easy access to it. I have plans for these carrots a little later in the video, so I'll show you that. And I'm going to prep a little bit of the produce right as I get home from the grocery store so that the fruits are a little bit easier to grab out of the refrigerator for a snack, and the salad ingredients are prepared to make getting dinner on the table in a hurry a lot easier. just received some of these Green Saver Produce Keepers from OXO. I've got a link down in the description box, and I also put them in my Amazon store. They're designed to keep your produce fresher longer. They use these little carbon filters that trap and absorb ethylene gas, which slows down the aging process and reduces spoilage. And the adjustable vent on top of each produce keeper maintains optimal humidity levels for the different kinds of produce, keeping them crisp and fresh. I find that when I take a few minutes right when I get home from the store to prepare some of the fruits especially, they are eaten much faster in our home. When you open the refrigerator and see them, they're ready to go. You're much more tempted to eat those and choose that over something that's a little less healthy. To clean strawberries, I like to immerse them in some water and then add a little splash of white vinegar. I mix them around and then let them soak for just a minute or so. There's no vinegar taste to the strawberries whatsoever afterwards. And when I take the time to remove the tops, then they are ready to be eaten, and they are much more likely to be selected at snack time. Preparing lettuce ahead of time is a huge time saver as well, and I find that I'm much more likely to make a side salad with dinner if this step is already taken care of. Had a birthday in the family this past week, and my guys love carrot cake. One of the best carrot cake recipes comes from this Cake Mix Doctor cookbook for gluten-free cake mixes. They come out incredibly moist and delicious, and they could not be easier to make. I put this cookbook in my Amazon store in case you guys want to check it out, but I have a feeling your local library will have it as well. And these recipes all start with a basic gluten-free cake mix. I like to use the King Arthur one, and then you doctor it up with some very simple ingredients, and these cakes really are the best. If you have someone who eats gluten-free in your family, or you have friends and you need to take a dessert, everyone is going to love this, I promise. And what would carrot cake be without cream cheese frosting? Yes, you can buy it pre-prepared at the store, but this is so easy. You should really just make it yourself. It needs just 4 ingredients. That's cream cheese, butter, powdered sugar, and a little vanilla. And the only thing that takes a little extra time but is so worth it is sifting your sugar. That will ensure that there aren't any lumps and you have a smooth and creamy icing that just absolutely is the icing on this cake. Bundt cakes are definitely having a moment. If you guys have heard of everything bundt cakes, that is wildly popular here in the United States. They make gluten-free as well as traditional cakes, but they are very expensive and you can totally make this yourself at home. And I'm trying to recreate the style icing that you'll find on their cakes, but it's not turning out exactly as I hoped. I played around with it probably a little too much, and then I wound up doing what I did the last time I tried this, and I actually did it in a video, so you might remember it. I just smeared it all around and then topped it with some nuts, and it still tasted amazing. I had about 15 minutes before I needed to leave to get Peyton, so I was looking around for a little mini project that I could tackle. This section of the kitchen is where we have our beverage refrigerator, our tea kettle, and coffee maker. So in this drawer, I want to keep all things related to that. There's a hidden drawer above this where I want to organize all of our coffee capsules, wine items, and there are a few things in here that I feel just don't belong. So I want to play around with this drawer a little bit and see if I can make it just a little better. I found these utensil trays at IKEA and they are made to fit their drawers perfectly. So I found the right combination for our drawer, and I think it's going to help me compartmentalize things so that this drawer not only looks great but functions really well, and it's going to be really nice to use in the morning when we're getting our coffee ready. I'm lactose intolerant, so these little Lactaid pills I use pretty regularly when I want to be able to enjoy dairy. So I like keeping these in this drawer, but because they come in these tear packets that are sort of hard to use, I like to cut them apart, and that way I can just grab some. And I also can grab a few to stick in my purse so that I'm prepared no matter where I go. And it just makes sense to me to keep them in this drawer with drink-related items. I find organizing one drawer or one small space at a time can be so satisfying, and this one was no exception. I was able to eliminate a lot of extra packaging, and because I had these compartmentalized trays, I was able to group like things together and very quickly identify the things that don't really belong in this drawer, and I either relocated those to another space that makes sense or decluttered them entirely. When we designed our kitchen, we wanted this area to be a beverage station, an area where family and friends would find it inviting to serve themselves. I find that our kitchen functions really well when I put a little forethought into setting up some different sort of zones in the kitchen. And so I'm gonna keep working on that as our kitchen comes together. And if you guys are interested in seeing more videos on that, let me know down in the comments. Many of you have asked how we're adjusting to our new home and our new hometown, and we all love it. Even our houseplants are thriving in their new environment, so I'll leave you with a few shots of those. I love spring, and my orchids always bloom in the spring, and they are doing so well. I also have a peace lily, which a lot of you have seen had a few troubles at our other house, but seems to be absolutely thriving here with the light that it gets. It's even starting to bloom as well. Thank you so much for watching today's video and sticking with me until the end. You know that I love hearing from you, so let me know how you're doing down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a wonderful week.